We are going to begin today at the back of the mat, seated in a comfortable position. That can be with knees bent, sitting on tops of the feet, or in a cross-legged position if that is more available to you today. So wherever you are, begin to settle into this pose. I invite you to close your eyes, to connect with your breath, to observe the sensations that you're experiencing in your body today. Observe the breath as it enters your body through the nostrils, making its way down into your belly. And as it exits your body by pulling the navel in towards the spine, shifting the tailbone slightly down, feeling the elongation of the spine as you pull the crown of the head up, pulling the shoulders away from the ears. Inhaling, elongating the spine even more, breathing deeply into the belly. Exhaling, pulling the navel in towards the spine, pulling that tailbone slightly down, closer towards the floor or towards your heels, starting to create a tiny little micro rotation up at the base of the spine. Keeping the chin in towards the chest. Inhale, opening the belly, pressing the belly a tiny bit further forward. So we're starting to create these cat-cow tilts with our spine while keeping the shoulders, neck, and head in the same position, just focusing on the lower belly. Pull the navel in with the exhalation, create a small rotation of the spine, pulling the tailbone slightly down. This could be almost invisible. They're tiny micro movements. Inhaling, gently pressing the belly forward, only so much so that you're able to raise the tailbone slightly up. Exhale, pulling the tailbone down in between your heels. And inhaling, breathing deeply into the belly, pulling the tailbone away. One more like this. Exhaling, pulling the tailbone down. Inhaling, gently pulling the tailbone up, creating that cow tilt with the spine. Extend the arms up and overhead with that same inhalation. Open the eyes. Exhale, cactus the arms, keeping that arch of the spine, opening the heart and chest. Begin to gaze up, pulling the elbows in towards your ribs. Inhale, this time rounding the spine, extending the arms out in front of you, bringing the chin in towards the chest, relaxing the shoulders away from the ears. Inhaling, bending into the elbows, cactusing the arms, working the elbows down towards your ribs as you gaze up, opening the neck, opening the chest. Exhaling, rounding through the spine, pulling the belly in, pulling the chin in towards your chest, relaxing the shoulders away from the ears. One more as you inhale, open the heart, gaze up. Exhale, extend the arms round through the spine. Inhale, arms overhead, elongate the spine, pull the navel towards the spine. Exhale, bringing the hands out in front of you, coming into tabletop, continuing with those movements, maybe now moving into the hips and shoulders. So as you inhale, you drop the belly, gaze forward. As you exhale, you round through the spine, bring the chin in towards the chest. Inhale, dropping the belly, maybe working into those hips again as you exhale, rounding through the spine. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, coming into a neutral spine position, tucking the toes back behind you, walking yourself towards the back, bringing the hips onto your heels, extend the arms overhead, elongate the spine. As you exhale, extend the arms out in front of you, bringing the knees off of the floor, shifting the heels onto the floor, rounding through the spine, interlacing the arms around your legs, bringing the chin in towards your knees. Inhale, extend the arms, bringing them out towards the sides with control, lowering the knees down towards the floor, bringing yourself up. This time, bringing your hands to your heels or to your lower back, coming into camel, gazing up. Exhale, chin to chest, lowering the hips down towards the heels, extending the arms out in front of you, returning back into that rounded spine position, interlacing your arms around your legs. One more. Extend the arms out in front of you, bringing the legs parallel with the mat. With control, begin to lower the knees down towards the floor, bringing yourself up, bringing the hands to the back of the heels or towards your lower back, coming into camel. Active in the glutes. Chin to chest with control, lowering the hips down towards the heels, this time bringing the hands out in front of you, bringing the hips up, coming into a downward facing dog. We're going to continue with those spinal movements. So walk the feet so they're as wide as the mat, parallel to one another. As you inhale, start to shift the weight forward, rounding through the spine, chin to chest, until the shoulders are in line with your wrists. As you exhale, begin to drop the belly down towards the floor, drop the pelvis towards the floor, micro bend into the elbows. Keep gazing down, active in your glutes, active in the belly, active in the quadriceps. Gaze forward if you don't feel any pain in the lower back. Bring the chin back in towards the chest, rounding through the spine, pressing yourself back into that wide-legged downward facing dog. Working with your breath as you inhale, shift the weight forward, rounding through the spine. When the hands are in line, shoulders are in line with the wrists, begin to, with control, lower the pelvis down towards the floor, high up on the toes, coming into floating dog. Maybe you gaze forward. Exhale, chin to chest, rounding through the spine, bringing yourself all the way back up. One more like this. Inhale. Exhale, lowering. Inhale, chin to chest. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, this time coming all the way forward into plank, lowering the knees down towards the floor, untucking the toes, gently dropping the belly, pressing the hips, the chest, and chin down towards the floor. Stay here for the inhalation, pulling the tailbone up. As you exhale, press yourself into cobra. Feet are wide, press into the tops of the feet. With the inhalation, active in the legs, active in the quadriceps and glutes, begin to pull the belly off of the floor. Gaze forward. Exhale, lowering the forehead down towards the floor. Interlace the hands back behind you. As you inhale, begin to pull the hands towards one another, pressing the palms into one another, pressing the feet, especially the outer part of the feet, into the floor as you begin to raise yourself up. Exhale, lower. Release the arms, bringing them into a cactus shape, elbows in line with the shoulders, feet are so wide. Inhale, begin to raise the elbows off of the floor, gaze forward, feet press firmly into the floor. Exhale, lower. Press the hands underneath the shoulders, tucking the toes, returning through that tabletop position back into a downward facing dog. Press the left foot into the floor. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, open the hip. Bring the right knee in towards your right shoulder. With control, drop the right foot on the outside of the right hand. Bring the left foot slightly back, bend into the right knee. As you inhale, extend the right arm overhead, coming into this lizard lunge variation with a twist of the upper body. Press the hips slightly down towards the floor. As you exhale, bend into the left knee, drop the left knee down onto the floor. With control, bring the left foot out towards the left. This time, extending the right leg away from you, right arm away from you in a straight line. Pull the tailbone slightly forward. A deep inhalation. Exhale, bend into that right knee. Grab the outside of the right foot. Begin to extend the right leg back behind you. Inhale, making sure that the right knee is in line with either the hip or a little bit higher, creating a back bend. Exhale, without flinging the foot, with control, extend the right foot, extend the right arm. Bring the right foot out in front of you as you swivel yourself back to face the front of the mat, coming into a half splits. Right toes flexed, right forehead down towards the right knee. Inhale deeply. Exhale. Inhale, gaze forward, rebend into that right foot. Walk the hands forward, tuck the back toes, bring the back knee off of the floor with control. Bring the whole left leg off of the floor. Hips are squared. Inhale deeply. If you'd like to bring blocks underneath your hands, you can do so here. Exhale, left knee to nose. Inhale, keeping that compression, begin to interlace your left leg over top of the right. Maybe you bring your left toes to the back of the right shin. With control, bring the arms overhead, eagle with the legs. Bend into the knees, sinking down. Active in the belly. Inhale deeply. Exhale, begin to straighten through the legs, bringing the left knee up, extending the arms overhead. Opening the left knee towards the left, bringing the left hand to the outside of your left hip, bringing the right fingertips down in line with the right foot, keeping that bent left knee, coming into a variation of half moon. Raising the left leg knee a little bit higher so it's in line with the hip or more. You can stay here. You can extend into the left foot. If you want to challenge yourself with a small back bend here, bring your left hand to the outside of your left foot, and then with control, begin to extend the leg back behind you. Take a deep inhale here, really active in the standing leg. Exhale. Whether your hand is on your foot or your leg is extended, bend into that left knee, and then begin to lower yourself down towards the standing leg, bringing the left knee up. Inhale deeply. Exhale with control, extending the left leg, extending the left arm, bending into that right knee, bringing the left foot back behind you, coming into warrior two. Bent in the right leg, right toes facing forward, left foot is parallel with the back of the mat. Inhale, gaze towards the right fingertips. Exhale, straighten through the right foot. Bring the left hand towards the inside of the right inner thigh or right hip and extend the right arm back behind you, coming into a reverse triangle. Inhale, extending that right arm. Exhale, keeping the left hand as it is. Begin to straighten the spine, facing the back of the mat now. So we're just rotating towards the back of the mat. The left toes are pointing forward, right heel is pressing into the floor. Bring the right hand to the inside of the left toes. Windmill the left arm up. Inhale. You can come high up onto the right toes. Exhale, bending into that left knee, extending the right leg, bringing the right arm overhead, left arm extends away from the left foot. Inhale deeply through the nose. Exhale, hands through heart center, bringing yourself towards the front of the mat. Hands frame the right foot, bend into the left knee, drop the left knee back down onto the floor. Bring the right hand onto the floor with control. Bring the right leg back behind you. Inhale, extending the right leg, extending the left arm. Exhale, round through the spine. Bring the knee and elbow together below you. Inhale, extend, gaze forward. Exhale, round. Inhale, extend. Exhale, round. Inhale, extend. Drop the right foot onto the floor. Come onto the outside of the right foot. Come onto the left toes. We're coming into side plank on the right side. Bending into that left knee, coming into a tree pose variation, opening the hip, extending the left arm overhead. Take an inhalation here. As you exhale with control, drop the left foot back behind you, bringing your sitting bones down onto the floor. Inhale. And exhale, coming into a variation of wild thing here. So extending through the right leg, left knee is bent, extending the left arm overhead. Take a deep inhalation through the nose. Exhale, returning through whichever side plank variation. Bringing your left hand in line with the right. Pivoting into a tiger curl, bringing the left knee to nose. Bring the left foot towards your right wrist. Bring the left knee down, coming into pigeon. Bringing your hips up. So we want to make sure that both of the hips are facing forward. And then slowly begin to lower down towards the floor. Staying here or extending the left arm out in front, bringing the right hand towards the left, coming into a twisted variation. Inhale through the nose and exhale. Inhale with control, bringing yourself all the way up. This time, bringing the left foot in towards the inside of the right thigh. Bring the right hand to your left knee. Extend the left arm overhead with control, bringing the left hand in the direction of your right toes. Creating a really big lateral stretch here. The important thing in this pose is that we're not closing ourselves off and bringing the forehead down towards the floor. We're really opening the heart, opening the chest. An inhalation. Exhale, coming all the way back up. Extending both arms overhead. Inhale. Exhale, bring the hands to the front of the mat. Returning back into a downward facing dog. Take an inhalation through the nose. Exhale, allowing yourself to settle in the pose. Bringing the right foot towards the center of the mat. As you inhale, bring the left leg up. Bend into the left knee. Shift the weight forward. Bring the left knee towards your left armpit or left shoulder. With control, drop the left foot on the outside of the left hand. Back the right foot up slightly. As you inhale, extend the left arm overhead. Take a deep inhalation. Exhale. With control, dropping the left hand down. Dropping the right knee down. Bringing the right toes off of the floor. Swinging the right foot out towards the right. Extending the left leg away from you. Left arm away from you. Take an inhalation here. As you exhale, bring your left hand to the outside of your left foot, beginning to create a back bend here. A deep inhalation, raising, making sure that left knee isn't starting to swivel down. We're really opening the heart and chest here. Exhale without flinging the leg, extend the left leg away from you, left arm away from you. Bring the left leg out towards the side, bringing yourself all the way towards the front of the mat, coming into half Hanumanasana, half splits, bowing the head down towards the left knee. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, bow down. Inhale, gaze forward, bend into that left knee. Come onto the right toes, walk the hands forward, extending the right leg back behind you. Exhale, round through the spine, bring the right knee to nose. Micro bend into the left elbow. Interlace the right leg over top of the left. Maybe you bring the right toes towards the back of the left shin. As you inhale, bring the arms overhead, coming into eagle with the legs. And then bending into the knees a bit more, keeping those arms extended. Inhale. Exhale with control, straightening through the legs, bringing the right knee with you. Opening the right knee towards the side, bringing the right hand to the right hip. As you begin to lower the left hand out in front of your left toes, begin to bring the right knee back behind. Coming into a variation here of half moon. So options. First option is the traditional, extending the right leg away from you. Keeping opening, corkscrewing the heart up. Second option is bending into the right knee. Third option is bringing the right hand to the outside of the right foot and then creating that back bend here. Wherever you are, connect with your breath, connect with the sensation. Inhale. Exhale. If the leg is extended, bend into that right knee. Bring your hand to your foot and then begin to bow down towards the standing leg, bringing the right knee up. Inhale. Exhale with control. Extend the right leg back behind. Bend into the left knee, coming into warrior two. Arms in line with the shoulders. Left knee is bent. Left toes facing forward. Back foot parallel with the mat. Inhale here. As you exhale, straighten into the left leg. Bring your right hand towards the inside of your left hip flexor. And then extend the left arm towards the back. Inhale here. Exhale, coming back up, keeping the right arm as is. Just rotate yourself towards the back of the mat. So right toes are pointing towards the back of the mat. Left heel is planted into the mat. The back foot is about a 45-degree angle. Hips are squared. Bringing the left hand to the inside of your right foot. Windmill the right arm open. You can stay here if you feel that the hips aren't squared. You feel a lot of discomfort in the back leg. Come high up onto the back toes. Keep extending the right arm overhead. Inhaling through the nose. Exhaling, bending into the right knee. Bringing yourself into Skandasana. Extending the right arm away from you, left arm overhead. A deep inhalation through the nose, active in the extended leg. Maybe you come into a bind on this side. Exhale, bringing your hands through heart center, shifting your weight towards the front of the mat, bringing the right hand down onto the floor, pivoting the back knee, bringing the right knee down onto the floor, left hand in line with the left shoulder, extending the left leg back behind. Inhale, right arm up. Exhale, round through the spine, knee to elbow. Inhale, extend, gaze forward. Exhale, round. Inhale, extend. Exhale, round. Inhale, extend. Press the left toes onto the floor. Come onto the outside of the left foot, coming into your variation of side plank on the left side. So it can be tree pose, how we had in the last one. The idea is that we're really pressing that left big toe firmly into the floor to help us bring the hips up higher. Inhale deeply. Exhale with control, dropping the right foot towards the back, bringing the sitting bones down onto the floor. Inhale, bringing yourself up into wild thing, extending the right arm back behind. Exhale with control, coming into that turbo dog on the right, that tiger curl on the right. Bring the right foot over towards the left, right knee down. Stay on the left toes for a moment here in order to square the hips. So bringing the hips up. Inhale. As you exhale, begin to lower down towards the floor. Hands on the floor, extended out in front of you, or a twisted variation would be bringing your left hand over towards the right, bringing the left ear down towards the floor, extending the right arm overhead. Inhale through the nose and exhale. Inhaling through the nose and exhale. With control, coming out of the pose, unrolling that back foot so that now the left toes are facing up, both sitting bones on the floor, right foot on the inside of your left thigh. Bring your left hand to your right knee. Inhale, right arm overhead. And as you exhale, begin to reach for your left toes with your right hand. Every side is also going to feel different for everyone. But even within your own body, each side is going to be different. So if you could reach the toes on the other side, but you can't here, or vice versa, these are just ways for us to learn a little bit more about our own bodies. The important thing again is that we're not closing the chest, we're opening the chest, we're working into those really long, deep lateral muscles of the body. Inhale. Exhale, coming all the way back up, extending the arms overhead. Bring the hands out in front. Transition yourself back into that downward facing dog. Inhale, gaze forward, high up on the toes. Bring the knees to the outside of the mat, bringing them super wide, coming into frog pose. Bringing the heels in line with the knees. Maybe you bring the elbows down onto the floor. Keep the belly active. And then slowly begin to lower yourself down towards the floor. Maybe your chest touches the floor. Maybe it doesn't today. It's really not important. We don't want to be tilting too far forward. We want the hips to be in line with the knees and the knees to be in line with the ankles. This is one of those poses that if you stay in it for a pretty long time, just within those few minutes, you'll start to notice more openness. Stay active in your toes. This helps to protect the knees. With the next inhalation, bring your hands underneath your shoulders with control, pressing yourself back up, bringing your big toes together back behind you, walking yourself towards the back, bringing your knees in, returning back into the position that we were in at the beginning of class. If you were seated on top of your legs, close your eyes, bring your hands to your thighs or to your heart, or one hand to your heart, one hand to your belly. I invite you to stay here for a silent meditation, just focusing on your breath, observing any thoughts that start to come up, allowing your breath to just move them along. Thank you for practicing with me today. I will see you next time. Namaste.